All right, welcome back to the stream, everyone. It's 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday. Time to get our next Valheim stream going. Today is April Fool's Day. I'm not doing any pranks for the stream. We are going to look to see if the pet rock is a real thing. I don't think it is. Obviously, it came out today for a reason. But let's see. Let's get into the game and see what happens. So today we're going to pick up with Craig Ferguson, keep that run going. This is our Yagluth Revenge 5 boss fun run, no map. Nice challenges. And we've been building Castle Grayskull. So last week we did the bulk of Castle Grayskull. Today I'm hoping to finish the build. I think it'll be a good one to finish. I'm excited to see it done, the final version. And I did a little bit of improvements since the last stream. For example, our chicken run, I had to raise it up, put a door on it so that I could raise more chickens. You'll notice there's chickens and hens and everything in there. So I progressed that just a little bit to get some food going. And if we look at our eggs, we've got some eggs and chicken meat and all kinds of stuff. So we got that going. Let's see, is it morning or night? Oh, nighty-night, Stumps. Alright, good morning, buddy. Time to get to work. So, day 210. My goodness. So, we had started working on Castle Grayskull in the swamps, so let's get out there and see where we're at. Where's my sprint? There we go. Get my keys all messed up. Been a little while. So we kind of stopped last week because, well, time obviously, but also we didn't have any copper out here. We didn't have any copper or tin. And therefore no bronze, so I went and farmed a bunch of copper, a bunch of tin, so now we can build a forge and create any bronze we need for some of these builds. Basically, this was for, where is it? The green standing torch. We needed a forge in order to craft it. I had already gathered a whole bunch of iron and muck so that we could do a bunch of standing green torches. I heard something around the base. And so that is our plan. So let's get some of that stuff going. Let's get a quick forge put together. Where is the forge in all of this? Here we go. So 4, 4, 10, and 6. I don't know if we have any charcoal out here. Might have to go back and get some. Coal, I don't think they call it charcoal. Yeah, we're definitely going to need to grab some coal. Oh, nope, we're good. We're good. So 4, 4. I believe this was 10. And 6 bronze. That sound about right? That sounds about right to me. Sounds about right to me. Here we go. Now let's head inside and put up a forge. That way we can build pretty much whatever our heart desires. There we go. We'll just add it to the pile. I'm going to put it over in the end here so we still have a little space inside. It's starting to get a little crowded in here. Keep in mind this build was a architectural folly. I had no intention of making this like an actual base, but as the build started to shape up, I realized it was just sort of a natural base here that we could actually use, some pillars, etc. So let's take a look at some of the alternate views that we use. Let's see. So this is the right side. And you can see we're missing that small tower. We have the big tower on the right. We didn't do a wooden roof like that. We just don't have the build pieces for it. So I'm gonna just skip that part. And then that round thing next to it, we don't really have that, but we do have the doorway. And I think it's pretty faithful. It's got 2 windows above it. Not perfect, but I think it's good enough. Good enough for what we're doing. Maybe we'll put a ridge on that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So that's the right side. Let's head around to the front. Now, this is the side that needs the most work. We kind of stopped off here. So the front side, there we go. You can see the towers are higher than the skull is, so we're actually going to raise this up. The towers definitely, and maybe the wall above the skull will raise that up a little bit. I do not intend to try to do the crown, not today at least. Probably not ever. Would be fun to do, but I think it's going to be more work than it is worth. It's a possibility. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll add it on later. And then finally, on the left side, this is the most complete side at this point, I think. So the left side looks like this. We managed to get the 4 windows in there. We've got a bunch of the wood trim along the top and the bottom there. Those sort of rings, we just use wood spikes or wood posts. And then it has sort of that rounded wall in front of a second wall in front of the windows. So the way we handled that was we got the rounded wall in here, we got the stairs in here, and we use this as the second wall, and then this is the windows. Now again, it was intended as a folly. You can't really get back here. Ain't gonna work. But it looks pretty true to the original design. Let's go around the back side here. Now this is the one we had to take the most liberties with. Let's pull up the back view. And there we go. You can see it has a spine, and it's hard to see in this view. So let's switch to the isometric. And if you look at the bottom 2 images, you can see sort of the spikes coming out of the back of the spine there. So what we did with ours was we just did sort of a spine here with these wood beams. I just did 3 buttresses on the back just to give it some detail. And then these wood beams for sort of the spikes that were coming out of that spine. So that's about as close as we can get to it with the current set of build pieces we have access to. One thing we might do, and I'm thinking this will be the first thing we do, is fix this tower. So if we go back to the left side view, you'll notice that back tower on the left, it actually extends out on the top and has some wood beam support. So I think we can probably make that work, something similar to that. So I think we're going to try and do that starting today, and then once we've done that, we're going to work on the front and try to get those towers up, and then maybe that window on the side there. We'll see how all of this goes. I've got some ideas, but at this point, it's time to just get some stone and start building. So let's grab as much stone as we can carry and get to it. I believe that's all wood. We'll grab some of this. 1, 2, 3. And I think we can drop, let's see, about 20, so maybe 10. About 12. Here we go. That's a good number. 10 would have been good too. And we're going to go inside, and that tower just happens to be the one we built a stairway in. So at least we can get to the top relatively easy. There we go. Right up to the top. And then, yeah, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to remove a bunch of things. We're going to get rid of some of this. This whole layer has to be rebuilt, and the layer below it has to be rebuilt. So we're going to get rid of all of it. So basically the crenulations and then the 2 layers below it are going to be removed. And I'm going to show you how to sort of expand your base. We're going to get rid of these just so we have space. And that as well. So this will give us a bunch of stone. Let's throw some over here. Pick up our mess. There we go. Looks like a couple stones fell, but that's all right. And then we're going to do the same thing with this. So I'm actually going to... I don't want to remove these, but I am going to remove these. Start going around right here. That's just how we're going to do it. And we're going to put those stones back eventually, but I think it's going to be a lot easier for snapping purposes to get rid of them for now. Get rid of that, pick up some of these loose stones. That should be enough. And then start putting some pieces in. So the way that I normally do this is I use the single pieces again. We're going to switch to a bottom corner snapping. There we go, like that. And I'm going to hold down shift, and that's going to allow me to place it right next to this. And we want to do it like just halfway out, like that. Okay, and we're going to do the same on the other side. Rotate this a bit. Actually, let's do it like this. Let's say shift. Like that. And just eyeball it. Kind of like that. And we're going to do the same thing over here. Do it on the opposite side. So what are we rotating around? Okay, so let's do one right about... You want to get it right where it's switching between the two, so you know you're like right on the line there. About halfway out like that. And the same thing right here. About halfway. Right about there. And that's going to be good enough. And then we're going to start snapping them all like this. Rotate, snap. And then these two, we don't need to really snap them up because the other side is buried inside the castle. So we're just going to leave it like that. So for now, the next phase, do some top snapping. And we do that, turn it in one. One angle in, boom, like that. Now, we do run into a problem here. So we have this, but if we do this, it doesn't work. So the solution to that is we're going to rotate 1 degree there, and then we're just going to have 2 of them in the middle here that connect up. So it'll be very similar to what we have going on over here. And it'll create the illusion of roundness for what we're doing. And it works pretty good, I think. So let's go ahead and continue that concept. Like that. So we do 1 on either side, and then we do 1 in the middle. 2 in the middle, like that. And it cleans up the whole thing. So we'll do another one. Another one over here. And again, 2 in the middle. 1, 2. And it looks pretty round when you look at it. Actually looks rounder than before. Maybe not. Hard to say. So then we're going to build this up one more, but at this point we kind of need to build in the inside part. So the nice thing is this actually has a very specific set of snap points. We're going to 1, and then, where am I going to put these? Snap these to the bottom pieces. So let's do bottom snapping. There we go. And like that. Another one here. Put those pieces in. I just realized we don't have access to... I guess we do. We do have the snap point right there. It's going to be tricky to put it in, but we'll get it in there. We'll get it in there. So let's snap to that. Rotate, snap to that. And last but not least, snap to that. So at this point, we need to kind of figure out where the top of this green piece is. Find the corner snapping point. That's the hard part with all of this. It's kind of getting it. So let's put it on the top. I think that's good like that. And then we use that piece. And then the next piece. And that rounds it off. The reason we're doing that is because of the stairs that's in here. Otherwise, it gets a little too wide at the top. Let's see if we can. 1 in. 2 in. And it's tricky. 3 in. That looks really good. Let's find this piece, and we'll once again get it level. 1 degree. 1 rotation. And last but not least, 1 more rotation. All right, so that does it beautifully. So it gives us lots of snapping points. Let's use a bottom snapping point to get this back together. We're going to do right on that. Another one. So we're trying to find that piece right about there. I worry because of the one that's lit up green. It doesn't look quite right. We'll go with it. That. Same thing here. 1, 2. See if we can get this one as well. 1, 2. That looks pretty good. Repeat the process here. That looks like 1, 2. One more here. 1, 2. 2, and last but not least, 1, and I think I'm gonna do it this way. Do it like that. Okay. But that works pretty good. I think this... I'm gonna leave that open, I think. No, I think we have to connect it. I think we have to connect that. Yeah, that looks really good. That looks really good. So we'll redo the curve in here. I probably didn't need to remove that. Let's do the top snapping. And we'll redo the stairs. I'm using shift here, so I just kind of center it, push it in until the back 2 corners kind of embed a bit. That looks pretty good. Makes it real easy to get up and down. And now it's just a matter of getting everything connected nicely. This little bit of a gap right here makes me a wee bit nervous, but I think we're okay. I think it's just because we kind of hand placed that piece, but we're going to find out. How much stone do we have? Let's pick up a few more pieces. There we go. See if we can get this last round of pieces in it. And I think this side is done. I think this side is done at that point. Got a top snapping point. So in 1. Same thing on this side, in 1. And then 1. And 2. That looks beautiful, beautiful. Let's do another one. 1 on the end there. Oops. 1 on the end there, and then 2 in the middle. Outstanding. 1 last one. 1 on either side. There we go. And then 2 in the middle. Beautiful. It was meant to be. Okay, so now we can do... did we do this before? Oh, we did it with the top snapping. I'm just going to find a corner. Okay, so I know what corner I'm rotating off of. Right about there. So in 1. There we go. Another one. So in... Oh, that's not snapping right. There we go. And then 1 more. Boom. Just like that. Okay. Keep it going. Keep it going. On this one. That's 1. Another rotation. Another rotation. Good. 1, 2. Oops, too far. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so let's hop down just for a sec. I'm gonna zoom out a bit. So that looks a lot better, I think. Let's compare to our left side view. So we definitely have the bump out on that back tower. Not as tall as it probably could be. I don't want to go any higher with it. We won't be able to see over the side. Probably could have gone down one more layer. No, it all lines up pretty good. We're going to leave it like that. So the next step will be putting some of those wood beams in and a few of those features. I'm hoping we can get that in there. Let's see how they look. Let's see what happens here. My concern is it'll stick through the wall. It might stick through the wall, so I think I'm going to take the steepest beam. And we're going to snap with the top. And let's just do one side right here, like that. And we're going to find out if that sticks through the wall or not. Whoops, not sneaking. This is our castle, we don't have to sneak around. Let's head inside and see if that wood sticks through the wall or not. I don't see anything here. Oh, there it is. So that is definitely not going to work. It'll create too many barriers, and I don't have a better solution for it, unfortunately, so we might not be doing that. Let me see. My other solution is just trim it up with wood. That's always a good solution. Always looks good. And maybe that's something we'll do later in the stream, but for now, I think that's good enough. I think that solves that minor issue. I didn't like it, and I wanted to bump it out just a little bit. I knew we could do it without too much trouble. So now we just need to put in our crenulations. Let's do that. I'm going to turn off, actually I'm going to leave snapping on, and we're just going to hold shift and move it around and try to get it, again, kind of centered on these two. That. Look up front. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Let's do the same thing here. Back off just a little bit. And we want to kind of push it about halfway out. No, not halfway out. Mistake. Right, line it up perfect. So out there. And uh-oh. That didn't go well. Stumps, have you been drinking your mead again? You're working your balance, buddy. Alright, let's get it up there. We're gonna put some lights in here soon. Can't see a thing. Okay, right, so we'll do one right here. And I'm just kind of... Why is it using a corner snap point? Let's go back to auto. There we go. We'll just kind of make it like that. That looks pretty good. We'll do the same thing here. Whoop. I don't know what it's snapping to there. That was weird. Alright, and then we'll do 4 more just like this. The nice thing is we've got like 2 in here, so we can just kind of eyeball it a bit. Pick place. So that side, we'll just put it right about there. Same thing over here. We'll just go right about. Ball it in the middle. That looks good. And one more right about. Oh, please don't fall. There we go. That looks pretty darn good. All right. Let's see how we look now. That looks pretty clean, pretty flush with the outside. So now I'm going to put those stones back in. Maybe get one like snapped right here. Perfect. Kinda? I feel like it's not quite. Let's use a corner. One there. One there. One there. And one. Got it lined up right there. That gives us a way up and a way back down again. And I know that music means it's nighttime, so let's get Stumps home for a quick rest. And then we can start working on the front of our build, which will really bring this thing together. It's the height of those towers that really gives it some presence. All right, we're out of rest. Perfect timing. Out of rest, out of food. Taking very good care of your ammo, Stumps. Let's get this repaired real quick while we're drying off. Nighty night, Stumps. All right, good morning, Stumps. Hey, 211, let's get out there and get this going. So building up the towers is pretty easy. And I have not decided if we're going to make these 2 towers functional in any way, or how we're going to handle that. I am going to light it up a bit. I do want to put some windows in them, so maybe we'll put some windows out front. But we need to get up top. Let's grab as much stone as we can carry. Probably put this wood back for now. A wee bit more stone, that should be good for now. So let's head up top. Let's see what we can do. I'm wondering if I should wall that off a bit so I don't keep running into the bottom of the stairs. Okay. So we're going to extend this level up a couple more. I think we're probably going to extend this wall up at least one level, just to raise it up a little higher than the rest of the build. So let's take a look at the front view. So we're kind of replacing the crown with the wall, so I think we should probably go up just a little bit more. And then, yeah, so the tower on the left side, the one we're working on right now, we really only need to go about 2 more levels up and then crenulations. And I think it'll look pretty good. So here's what I'm thinking. This wall we bring up 1 more level and then put crenulations on it. This we bring up 2 more levels and then put crenulations on it. And I can't remember, does it have a bump out? It definitely does. And I'm thinking, should we do 2 rounds of bump out, or just 1? I think we'll do 2. We'll do 2 on both sides. Just keep it kind of uniform. But we'll do the split levels is what we'll do for sure. Because that really gives it its iconic look. So let's get to it. Stop talking about it and get it done. We don't want that. Give me my auto. There we go. And we'll alternate these pieces. These all look like individual. Maybe we should... I'm not going to worry about it. Boom, there we go. Let's pick these up. You know what? I am going to worry about it. Exactly what we're going to do. So let's leave that one. Grab all these. And it was made with these one-piece blocks. I like to do the alternating if I can. Oh, there we go. Like that. That's going to look real good. In my auto, and then we'll do the same like this, but we'll alternate that really nice brick pattern. And then we can get up top. Like I said, we're going to crenulations here. So that'll raise it up just a little bit higher than the skull. I think that looks pretty good. And then we can start working on this. So the way we've been doing this, bottom snapping and doing these 2 pieces, and then the other sides, and then the other side, it just seems to work well. In terms of accuracy, if you put one of these stones improperly, my goodness, it just creates all kinds of problems. With all the overlapping stone and the embedding stone, it happens quite frequently, unfortunately. Let's wrap this around. Here's the conundrum. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this off too. Like that. Since we're raising it up higher, we really won't have a way to climb up to the top, but I'm all right with that. We could put a stairway in to get to the top, but I'm not super gung-ho on that right now, so we're just going to leave it like that. So there's our next level. And I'm thinking, let's see, how many levels do we have? We need to count this, get a sense of things here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not bad. So if we do 10 as our bump outs and 11 as the tower, I think that looks pretty good. Let's go back to our reference real quick. I think it looks about right. I'm going to go with it. I think that works. We'll do the next bump out. Top. Now this one we're going to handle a little bit differently. I'm not going to worry about being able to get up here. And if I recall correctly, let me check our views. I don't see it in this toy, this example, but this is an artist's rendering of Castle Grayskull based on the classic toy. The classic toy had a like a crossbow. I forget what they're called. I don't know if I have that build piece here. Let's see. seriously doubt it. Yeah, we're not high enough in terms of our build pieces to actually make that, but I think we're going to set this up to have a these big, it's not a catapult, but it's like a big crossbow kind of a siege weapon that was in the original toy. And I want to kind of replicate some of those things that were in the original toy here and keep it kind of true to that. So I think we're going to, let's do the first bump out. And that one's going to become a flat thing. And then we'll do the second bump out, the crenulations, and I'll look into putting the catapult up later. That's how we'll handle this. So let's grab some square pieces and get to work. I'm going to zoom in a bit here. So this is one of those, we got to bump it out just a little bit. And again, I'm just kind of eyeballing it like that. So we can then build next to it like that. Good. We'll do the same thing over here. We'll go right to the edge. This is what I like about the outside ones. And as soon as it comes back, that's where we're going to put it. And we'll just slap this one right next to it. And that'll bump out that side nicely. We'll do the same thing here. There. Pretty accurate, I think. Double check the side. That works for me. That works. Alright, put this one in. And then one more right here. Let's do this. Right back. Right about there. Looks pretty accurate to me. Then we'll do this, and now we can start doing our, out a bit, our top snapping. And get this embedded the way we did it on the other one. So let's rotate in one, and then we use 2 to connect this gap. They line up pretty good, pretty accurate. Do the same thing here. 1 in this direction. 1 in that direction. 1 more. Same thing here. Beautiful. Keep it going. There's 1 more, and then we'll bridge that gap. Now this one might get a little wonky. You know, sometimes the way it's placed, but this high up, no one's really going to notice those minor issues. Get this side, 1 more in, and then 1, and 1. Okay, this looks great. Now we just build this one out. So let's get bottom snapping again. Rotating on right here. Again, I'm going to get these 2 in place. Using that center snap right there. Same with this one, so I know it's nice and clean. See, like that. Oh, time to get more stone. Gotta be a little more careful jumping now. We're pretty high up. It's close. We're pretty high up. Oh, I didn't pick up that stone because I'm an idiot. There we go. Okay, let's get it in there. Same thing there. And rotate. That's good. Rotate. There. Now we can put the rest in from the top. And it should all line up with the piece below it. Oops, from up here. 1. Make sure I got that right. 1, and then bridge the gap. A little bit off, but that's alright. You notice our pieces are starting to get orange. Over here. We're out of stone again. Let's keep going. Suppose we could have jumped down. But I think at this point we need to put some Some lights inside. Let's do that. So we need 2 copper, 2 resin, 2 wood. I don't think we have any resin out here. Let me go grab some. Get the inside of the base lit up. I really haven't thought too much about the lighting, other than I'd like to try to keep it green on the outside and maybe yellow-red on the inside. I think that'll look really nice through some of the windows. We'll have to see how this goes. We'll have to see how this goes. All right, how much resin we got? More than enough. Healthy amount of resin. We're just gonna get wet again. I was all excited to dry off for a minute there. All right, 8 more minutes of rest. 8 more minutes of light. You can see the tower's coming along nicely. I think that looks pretty good with 2 rows of it. We'll do the same thing on the front that we're going to do on the back. We're going to trim it off with some wood, and that'll look really nice. I think wood and stone mixed together makes a really nice... this looks good. I forgot all about what we were doing. Getting resin. We can do some lights. All right, what do we need for that? 222. Let's do 444. We'll just put up 2 lights for now. And that should light up the inside of our castle pretty nicely. Where should we put them? Let's put one right about here. I usually put them at eye level. I'm going to do it centered on this wall. Like that. We'll do one centered on this wall. Don't worry about alignment too much. I think that door is going to make it possible. 2, 1, 2. Yeah, we'll have to kind of play around with that. But now you can see the inside. Let's see from the outside if we can see the yellow or red. Our wall sconces. It's kind of lit up. We'll wait till it gets darker and see how it looks. I have some other ideas for our interior of Castle Grayskull, but we gotta get the exterior done first. One of the other toys, a ballistica. I think that's what it's called, a ballistica. Like a large siege-sized crossbow. It like fires these massive wooden bolts. That's what's going to go up here. But one of the other toys that came with, that came with the original toy, one of the other features was a weapon. So I have an idea that we can make our own weapon rack for our Castle Grayskull. And actually put some weapons on it because we can craft a bunch. That was another idea I had. I'm hoping we get that done today. Later in the stream once the towers are done. So that's looking pretty good. Let's go back to auto snapping. There we go. Our goal now is simply to get this centered. That. This centered. That. Again, what I'm doing is I'm going between these 2 stones. So as soon as this one stops being green and it switches to that one, I know I'm like right on the line, so I should be well centered. Right there. That's what we're looking for. Same thing here. So I visually do the sides, and then I just look for the colors to change, and I know I'm pretty well centered on the wall. Looks pretty darn good. All right, same thing with these corner pieces. Let's just kind of eyeball it. It's not quite right. I think right about there should look, yeah, good enough. Do one on the interior. That. And then the last two exterior parts. From there, and finally, one right about there. I think that looks pretty good. So now what we need to do is from here, we want to connect our walls again. So I'm going to take this and just go out from there. Same thing on the other side. Oh, it didn't go quite right. What are we going to snap to? That one. And then that one. Perfect. Now, I don't think it's going to go across, so what I'm going to do, just put them in like this. There. One there, and that should mean one in between like that. Now we should be able to some more top snapping points. That. 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 One here. Here. We take these out, just do one more like that. And then I think just a couple simple top snapping pieces. That. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 90 degrees, in case you're wondering why I'm counting it. 3, 4. Boom, and that should give us a nice floor up here. This is where we can put our, what is it, basilica? I think that's what they're called. And one other option, we may want to put one of these up here, just to place the basilica on top of it. How does that look? Pretty good? It's a little further up. And I think that looks pretty well centered, right? So we could put the basilica up here, point it out that way. It'll look just like the Mattel toy. I think it was Mattel that made these. So that should be good for that side. Let's actually take a good look at it. We'll jump down. I was thinking it might be worth it to do some wood beams here, like on the front edge, because I just don't think this is very, you can see this very well. So I'm thinking if we trimmed it off with some wood beams like that, it might be a little bit more visible. Might be worth doing. All right, let's compare. Let's compare. How's that look? Let's stand right up front. That looks pretty good. And let's pull up our front view. I think I'm pretty happy with that. I'm very happy with that. So it looks like if you look at where the top of the left tower ends and the right tower, like the bump out, it lines up perfectly with the left side. So I think we know exactly how much higher we need to build. We'll do 3 more levels of this size, and then we'll do 3 more levels on top of that, and that'll be the full build, which I think will max out our height without any additional supports. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I have found 14, 15 levels is right where we start to hit problems. So this will go 13, which is perfect. Make sure we got wood, load up, heat up. Don't want Stumps to starve out here. Let's grab 6 of these. We can trim off that right side that we were talking about doing. And then just as much stone as we can carry. 1, 2. Might be too much. Still too much. 2 more. There we go. I think I'm going to build that from up top. So it's a lot easier to see now that we have that. And I think if we put like a torch in here or something, it would make it so much easier to see what's going on in here. A little tricky with the tight camera angles. Okay, so let's put that wood trim on here, see how it looks. I'm going to do one on the side. Do like this. I think that's about right. And then do two on the front. Oh, nighttime again. And then we'll do one more like this. And that'll trim that up, just make it a little bit more visible. But that music is telling me bad things are going to happen to us if we stick around much longer. So let's head back. But before we do, let's look at the lighting on the inside, see how these windows look. We have a lot of color. Not really. I thought there'd be a lot more to it. I guess we need a big bonfire burning inside of our castle for that to work. So maybe we won't worry too much about lighting on the inside. Just keep it real simple. I don't think it's going to have a lot of aesthetic impact on the outside. But now you see why we have so many bonfires. Alright, Stumps. Exhausted, drenched. I'm sure you're ready for some rest. See you in the morning, buddy. Alright, good morning, Stumps. Day 212? Yep, 212. Let's head back out. I'm amazed you can walk with all that stone in your pockets. We'll see how this goes. This phase should be pretty easy. We've already done it in the small tower. We're just going to add it to the large tower. And I have a feeling we're going to have to resupply with stone at least once or twice. Might even need to build a set of stairs over here. Okay, let's get to it. So let's do some bottom snapping. We've been doing 1, 2, 3. Don't know what I'm actually counting now. Oh. That one. That, and we already have these, so now we can start top snapping. Do our rotations. Where is my piece? There we go. So that's leveled, build in one. Same this way. Oh, we're not bumping it out, so we can just do our regular rounds. We don't have to get all fancy with it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And again, I'm just going to do the insides. I don't know if this is even going to be an accessible tower when we're done. I do have an idea for what we're going to build on top of it. There was a flag on the top of Castle Grayskull, so I do want to try to emulate that if we can. So 1, 2, not sure what I'm counting here. Rotated. There we go. Top snapping. This goes relatively quickly. Like so. Still have a fair amount of stone. Let's do one more. One more regular thin, and then we'll bump it out on the next level. Looks pretty good. I gotta start thinking about how we're gonna light some of this. Especially up top. Alright. Top snapping. Curve the corners. Again, this is actually a 6 meter by 6 meter square. with rounded corners. And so it works really well, especially if you want to do a spiral core wood stairway like what we have in the opposite corner. But if you're going to do a round tower, this is what I recommend. That's why we did it for all 4. Keep it nice and simple. Okay, so now we are... Is that high enough? Let's double check our reference material here. So the front view. Yeah, I think we need to go up one more row. I thought I did do 3. We still need to go up one more. Okay, that's fine. 3 and then 1, 2. Yeah, we'll see. So we're getting pretty high up, but we're still green pieces, so we can keep going. Let's do the bottom snapping. Oh, now we need more stone. All right. Not sure how I'm gonna get back up there. I think we might need to take some wood with us and build some ladders. Chutes and ladders, that's how we do our building around here. Let's take, how much can we carry? Let's do 10. Seems like a safe number. And you can't just run up these stairs, you have to jump up them. They're not the optimal stairs, but what can you do? What can you do? We'll have to figure out that tower as well. Alright, so what I'm going to do is we're going to do top snapping. Whoop, like this. And then I'm going to attach the stairs to that. So I can get up as high as possible. Let's go right through the roof. Alright, let's get back to it. Snapping. Oh, actually, we were still bottom snapping. Didn't quite finish. Okay, now we can top snap. And the next level is the one we bumped, so it gets a little tricky. We'll figure it out. Notice we're getting some rather dark orange pieces now. Hey, Stream Elements is working. It didn't give me a notice when we started the stream, so I wasn't sure it was actually running, but Stumps has been working hard. Let's get let's going. Ah, very nice. I think that's how we finished our build last week, was with a vodka martini. Okay, so now that we're equal height with this, I think we can start bumping out our build a bit. These things, I think we're just going to get rid of these and rebuild as needed. And let's see, how are we going to do this? So I think we're going to do the bottom corner snapping. That. And then, let's see. I think we were going to do like this. So right about where it switches over, this is good. Where we want it to connect. And just kind of push it halfway off. We'll do the next one. Here I'm using the center line where I know it's relatively safe. There we go. About that, and one more. It doesn't really matter which side you put in, whatever's easiest for you. We're going to do our auto and just pair these up. I don't want to fall from this height. We're actually pretty high up, so I'm going to be a little more careful here. There we go. And there we go. Again, notice the colors. We're starting to get some serious reds. Not quite sure why that side is so bad, but we'll see what happens. These seem really strong, so maybe if we connect the sides up here, that might be the key. Because once we connect them, they'll gain a little bit more in terms of strength. So let's do our top snap. There we go. So one on this side, one on this side. Wow, these are red. Let's hope for the best. They're not bright red yet, but we still have to put crenulations on top, and that's where we might run into some problems. But I think if we put a solid floor in, it's connected to the skull on this side, so this is a very sturdy side compared to this one. So this might offset. Actually have to look at those two and see if that had any impact. That's how we'll deal with our structural issues. There we go. I was really thrilled when I discovered this method for expanding the top of the round tower. It looks clean. That one not so much, but good enough, right? Good enough. So, yeah, I think we really need to look into connecting these. That's green, but it won't go any further over. Can I stack these up? Let's see. Bottom. That's one way to do it. So yeah, see how it's only orange over there? But then again, it's not as high. Maybe it doesn't have an impact. Hey, Zarvac. Good to see ya. I'm sure you're off to another event with your family. But I appreciate the support. We're building Castle Grayskull right now. I don't know if you can see the skull. This is a carryover from last Thursday, so we'll see how this goes. All right, let's keep going with Castle Grayskull. Will anything break? Oh man, those are so red. Those are so red. We're gonna find out. Will anything break? Let's get out of the way here. Alright, I think we're all right now. If we can get these crenulations up here, let's get the top snapping. We're in such good shape. That is my hope. We're probably going to run out of stone in a minute. And we're out of stone, of course. Okay, we can get to here. Down to here. Alright, that works pretty good, actually. But I'm thinking... Yeah, I'm thinking we need to rebuild those ladders in a minute, which is what we'll do. Let's get a little bit more stone. So this could be the last of the stone that we need for this build. See how much extra we had. 1, 2, 3. We brought everything we had from the castle. Yeah, so we still have 4 chests, it looks like. And then some random extra pieces. So that's good. Actually, let's admire our work from the front real quick. This is really good. So I was hoping to put a window in here, but with the sort of structural integrity in question here, I'm not quite sure that's even an option for us. We'll have to... We'll see. We'll see what happens. I was really hoping to put a window in there, but I'm really scared to punch a hole in that wall at this point. Okay, so let's get this side put back in. One from that side. One from that side, and then a little bit of this. Okay, now we can put our ladders in. Do that. There we go. Ooh, we are high up in this swamp. Okay. Let's keep going. Get our top snapping going and finish this off. Come on. and bridge the gap. And one more over here. I think this was bridging the gap as well. Perfect. Okay, the moment of truth. Oh, I'm so nervous right now. We'll do the auto snap. Ooh, I don't like this. So again, we're gonna just center it. And as soon as it switches to the other stone, we know that we're pretty well centered. It's staying. It's staying. This is the one that has me the most nervous. Stay. Stay. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it's still there. Look how bright red it is. Oh. Okay, yeah, we cannot punch a hole in this wall. Not without, like, reinforced iron supports. Stay. Stay. Nice. Nice. And one more here. And we center it on this wall. So I think probably good right here. I can live with that. I won't do that side just yet. Might be how we safely get down, but we go about there. Feels a little far over. There we go. And the last of the sort of outside walls here. That looks good to me. That looks good to me. Okay, one more on the inside, and then we got to figure out what we're doing up here. I still think hard to judge this with the stairs there. Try that. What do you guys think? That looked good to you? I feel like that's good. I feel like that's fine. Yeah. Okay. So I think we're going to do exactly what we did before. We're just going to snap onto that and that, and then over here, do the same. And then we'll do a piece in the middle like that, and then we'll use like a top snapping point to do the sides like that. One like that. And then can we... Perfect. Perfect, and then we'll do the little pieces for the corners. We need another top snapping point. Make sure it's oriented correctly, and then I can snap in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4 is a 90, 2, 3, 4, 90-degree rotation. 1, 2. And that finishes off this portion of Castle Grayskull. Again, let's do the central thing here. Get it a little better position. I like that sound. How's that look? Look pretty good to you guys? I don't know, that's much better than last time, but I'm going to live with it. Okay. So we need... How much wood do we have? Not enough. So here's my idea for a flag. We're just going to use the banners that exist in the game and put one up top. And then maybe do like a fake window on the sides. That's about the best we can do, I think. So that's how we're going to handle this, I think. So let's do the tower. We need, or the flag. Let's do 4 coal. Oh, we got to get leather scraps. That we're definitely going to. Back to the main base. We're going to have to go back in a minute again, because I want to do this weapon rack concept. Probably should have gotten a picture of it. But we'll be alright. Grab 12 of those. I'm very much looking forward to getting this build cleaned up. went ahead and did a little bit of terraforming between streams. You'll notice I just re-grassified over here. This was all flat dirt. And then I put a little bit of a fake road in, kind of leading up to the stairs that seemed like that would be natural. And then on the other side, I did another fake road right here, kind of leading into the castle. Maybe we trim this door up with some wood. I don't know. I feel like more wood would make this look a little bit nicer. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, though. So, what were we doing? Oh, yeah. We were doing our band. So we need 8 coal. There we go. And, oh, I think we need pine wood. One kind we don't have. So we need, yep, 2 pine woods. Let's go back to pine wood. I think we got just about everything else out here. Let's see how this goes. Let's eat some more food. We'll double check, see if we have any food out by the build. I'd put some in a chest by our outside workbench. What do you need? 4, was that correct? Yep. Alright, we're gonna do 2 black banners. Actually, what's it take to make a green banner? Red, green, guck. Let's get some guck, and then we've got both options. I think we have guck over here. Swamp, there we go. We actually have guck out there, but I was going to use that for the green torches. I don't know how many I'm going to put out. Feel like it's getting dark out again. Definitely getting dark out again. I want to try and get this banner up. We're going to need a little bit more wood. And we should be good to go. Should be good to go. We'll just grab all that. And I think it's the last thing we do before we head home and get some sleep. Definitely be reworking the lighting in here. Not going very well right now. Hear the scary music. We're going to hop up here. So let's see if there's any wraiths. This is like wraith height. Oh, it's dark. Goodness. But over here we're fine. Okay, so this would be so much easier in the light. We're going to take one of these, center it, like that, and I can't remember, I think we need about that high, and then I'm going to do letter T, kind of a post with this. That'll give me something to attach a banner to. So we'll go with green because that's kind of our theme right now. And you can do that same, like, which beam am I targeting? That. That'll help the center a little bit better. We'll do the same on the back side. And we'll look at it from ground level. See how we feel about it. Alright, there we go. And I'm going to leave this ladder here for later, but let's take a look from down below. So we head back to our base. Not bad, not the greatest, but not bad. I'll leave it up there for now. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. It might be a little bit too tall. We'll see. We definitely need better lighting to make that judgment call. I think the extra meter in height might be a bit much. Might actually be 2 meters in height that we, as we put that base stone underneath it. I think it makes a nice visual foundation, but it might be raising it up too high. We'll figure that out. But before we do, let Stumps get some sleep. Nighty night, buddy. Good morning, Stumps. All right, you're fully rested. Where did we put trophies? That's what I want to know. They're all over here. I was looking for a Rancid Remains trophy. I might have to go farm one of those. That would really kind of stink. That'd be a lot of work. But I think it'd be worth it for decorating our base. I think it would look really cool. Well, let's head back, take a look at our build, see how that flag piece looks. And then I think we're just to the part where we trim things up with wood and just kind of make it look nice. Oh, look at that. How do we feel? Is that too tall? I feel like it's almost too high up. I think I'm going to lower it 1 meter. Just to be more like what I think it should be. So we'll do that. See how it looks. See how it looks. Easy to fix. Yeah, this is definitely too high. We're gonna bring it down 1 whole meter. Gather up all the parts. And this time we're just going to do a 1 meter beam on top, just bottom snapping, then 1 meter on the sides. And I'm hoping this looks a little bit better proportion wise. Don't know how I feel about the green flag. I don't think it's very visible, the green banner. Pretty well done. Camera jostling around. Not good if you have epilepsy. Right about there. Let's go with that. Looks pretty good. Yeah, let's go down below and see how we're doing. Let's see how it looks from a distance. I think that's a little bit better. When we get rid of the ladders, I don't know, I might keep it, might get rid of it. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. So I think the next phase is adding some of the other visual details and getting rid of those extra stone stacks in the middle. Let's get that taken care of. And I think I'm going to take down these ladders just for now. We can always put them back anytime, not too hard. And that. There we go. Let's get rid of this. That should complete this aspect of our build. I think this looks really, really good. I feel like on this side, we should use this as a room, which would necessitate like closing off this part. And then I was thinking over here, oh man, do we destroy this? Can we even... I don't know how safe that is. I'm worried if we destroyed... I was going to do, like, these doorways on all 4 sides. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. 1, 2, 3. I don't hear anything else breaking. Let's try one more. 1, 2, 3. And we're in. Right, so we got a nice little room here. Most amazing. I wonder if we hung, like, a brazier or something. Razor? I'm not sure how to say that word. One of these. Brazier or brazier? One of the two. I was thinking we could like hang one right up here, but I don't know how well it'll light all of this. And we could do... I wonder if we can put stone underneath it, hang stone off the bottom? It seemed like that would work. So that's an option, but I don't know if we can destroy these. Oh man, I don't want to risk it and have the tower crumble. And at the same time, it would be so nice if we could go in here. God, All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. These are all green. Blue, green, 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 green. That all looks good. Oh, I hope this works. 1, 2, 3. Anything great? I think we're good. I think we're good. All right, let's see if we go a little further. 1, 2, 3. Oh, luck is on our side. Last round. 1, 2, 3. Oh, are we this fortunate? Is this possible? Can we possibly be this lucky? We are. All right. All right. So this is good. This is what we need. Now, we could put a door in here, but again, structurally, actually, look at this. These pieces are super strong. I don't know what I was worried about. It's out here that it gets iffy. Here, I guess we're close enough to the skull, it's not an issue. So we could do a doorway in here. But I'm wondering if we want to do the roof over here first. Do we have any stone? We do. And look into just cleaning this up. Make a simple roof, another set of stairs. Let's do just that. If you build another set of stairs, we're just holding shift, pushing it into the wall until the back corners kind of recess. That. Okay. And then, yeah, it's just something simple. Oh, it won't. That was weird. All right, top. If I put it here. Oh, it won't hold. Okay. I'm wondering. It looks like it should hold. Let's try a different snap point. That's interesting. Nope, ain't happening. All right. So what we'll do is we're gonna have to build this up somehow. Do it like this. I'm gonna do that. Then I'm gonna take a piece. We're gonna do corner snapping like this. And all I'm trying to do is center it using that piece. Best I can. That's good enough. We're gonna just build that up from the top. And we'll use that to build the stairs, and I'm hoping the pinch mechanics are enough to hold everything in place. So let's see. Okay, so that should now work. That should now work. Top snap. There, top snap. There. Let's just keep doing that. Works for me. This way. 4. Way easier than I thought it was going to be. I wonder if we could have done that like diagonally. That would work better. All right, let's delete our support. Now with any luck, the pinch mechanics will hold everything in place. Just get rid of that one. That one. There we go. Beautiful. It was meant to be. Yeah, just like that. That looks really good. I don't know what this is from. Oh, probably the top piece that we broke. Okay, so this allows us to survey the swamp, which is really, really nice. This allows us to get up and down. Now this one I was thinking, if we were going to try and make this a base, how would we do it? Like, what would we use all these little alcoves for? So this one I was thinking we'll just build some barrels or something back here for storage. It seems reasonable. And then on this wall, I want to build this. It makes sense to build like a throne here. And it also makes sense to do like a little more intense kind of a thing here. So let's see if we have an even or odd number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is centered right here. And so, yeah, we're gonna have to like shift, just kind of wink a bit like that. I think that looks pretty good. And then we can do like maybe, I don't want to build too much inside of here. I don't want it to get too out of hand. That kind of feels good. We might have to get rid of these stairs, and then we can put the throne up here. Go into the wall. But like that. That would look really good. And I was thinking we could put some skulls around the stone, or around the throne. But if we could get the throne like down to ground level, we could put skulls above it, like a green rancid remains skull. But if we do this, I don't really know where I want to put the rancid remains. Could we see? Maybe we mount it on the back of this thing. Is that an option? Let's see, can we mount? There we go. I think we can. Getting the snap point just right is going to be a nightmare. Does not seem to want to work with us. Maybe we can... I'll have to think about that one. I'll have to think about that one. Give it a good think. But until then, let's go get our throne, and then let's think about some of these corners. So again, this is now an enclosed space. So I was thinking maybe a treasure room would be good. My other idea was the weapon rack. So that was one of the sort of assets that came with the original Mattel plastic Castle Grayskull toy. A little wooden weapons rack with a whole bunch of weapons on it for your He-Man and Masters of the Universe. So I'm thinking a weapon rack in there would be kind of neat, but a weapon rack right here would be pretty neat as well. So we have to kind of think about some of this lighting. Maybe we do 2 torches on either side of the throne. That would make a lot of sense. But let's head back, get what we need for this throne. I think we wanted this one, so we need 2 deer and 2 wolf. Pellets. Hides and pellets. Then we can make what I think is a pretty appropriate throne for Castle Grayskull. I should look up some old cartoon screenshots, see if they ever show Skeletor sitting on a throne, what that actually looks like. Alright, 2 wolf, 2 deer. And that should give us, yep, that'll give us a stone throne. Let's get it in place. And then we can rework some of these sconces. It'll be nice to get rid of some of those workbenches. So again, I was planning this as a folly. I wasn't really thinking about this as a an actual permanent base, but it'd be a pretty cool outpost in the swamps, that's for sure. So maybe we have one of the rooms be, you know, workbenches and stuff. Maybe we make this the crafting room back here. I think we've got space. We've got a fair amount of space back here, now that I look at it. And we'll have to go to Haldor. Put some barrels back here. I think that'll help with storage and get us to go up those stairs properly. Maybe a torch of some kind. But yeah, let's get our this in here. I want to see how far out do we want to go. So about this far. Enter it best we can. How's that look? Yeah, perfect, perfect, perfect. Too far. Enjoy our throne. All right, so now we got to kind of think about the rest of this and how we're gonna decorate in here. I don't have a lot of ideas. I'm thinking we can easily put a rug down here, maybe that red jute rug. We'd have to Is that one of our options? I think we can do that for furniture. Yeah, we should have brought some red jute with us. That would look really good in here, I think. We do 2 or 3 rugs? So sure. Wonder how they would look in here. Can we... So that works. Maybe we'll put a rug in there. And then in here, I was sort of thinking, oh, we got to do our terraforming in here, put our stone pattern. I think we can just go ahead and do that. This, yeah, like this. Boom. Looks pretty good. Let's do the opposite side as well. Make sure we got it all. Pretty darn good right there. Alright, so yeah, I think weapon rack right here would be good. So I'm going to move this sconce. Destroy that. Destroy this one. Let's reposition them. I'm going to need some more resin. Now that I think about it, yeah, let's do that. Let's do 6. Just a little bit more. Can we definitely do a couple of these? All right, get that done. Yeah, we got plenty of wood. Plenty of wood. Plenty of wood. So I'm thinking, like, maybe right out here? Center it on this? That would be pretty good light on either side. In that way, and then we could put 2 more lights back there. I think this lights this up nicely. It actually lights this whole area up pretty nicely. Yeah, let's do 2 back there. Gotta keep the symmetry going in terms of our lighting. And then we can start thinking about putting some torches around the outside, get rid of these bonfires. I think they're obsolete at this point. But how are we going to center here? So we'll definitely do it right on this. Maybe we'll walk past that. Yeah, there. Right, we'll do the same thing over here. Makes sense. There. There we go. Get some kind of out of the way. Now, this weapon we're gonna do. It's gonna definitely be wooden build. How much wood do we have? Let's get a little bit more. Should be more than enough. Now, it's not a complicated weapon rack. It's actually relatively simplistic, but we're gonna try to do the nicest version we can. All right, so it needs to be like this. So I think if we connect like that, but there's nothing to connect it to. So let's try that. That'll be the 2 feet that kind of hold it, and then we'll take this, put it on top of those, like that, and then we'll do some beams, cross beam, and then a diagonal beam, like this. That was kind of like the trademark. I think it goes in that direction. That was kind of the trademark look. Now, I feel like this is a little too far back. I feel like it's too far back. We're going to move it forward just a bit. Okay, let's try that again. This time we'll do these up. But instead of snapping it, let's move it out just a little bit. And the reason we're going to do this is we're actually going to hang a... There we go. We're going to hang a shield off one side of the rack, just because that's how it works. And let's do this. Now, do we want to, like, build it up like that? I kind of feel like we do. Let's see how it looks. Let's see how it looks. It feels a little large. I think it's a little too high. Yeah, we'll be honest. We'll do this way. Boom. Just like that. Now let me take a moment here and just double check. Some reference material real quick. Google Images is always your friend. And let's do Castle Grayskull weapon rack. Now I can't really show this on stream. I don't have it set up. I just want to make sure we've got this accurate. So that looks right. No, this looks really right. It actually is a little bit different. Here's how it's different. We get rid of that bottom and we just do this. So we put it right in the side like that and connect. Trying to get it to be flush, and then we do the same thing here. And what I want is to kind of get it pretty close to the top part. I think that will do. Pushing it just a little bit like that. Beautiful. That's actually what it looks like. Pretty darn close. And so I think the last thing we can do is... don't think I can... I want to like square off this edge here, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know if I could do this maybe? Do it like that maybe? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's do the same thing over here. I'm going to zoom in. Let's see what we're doing. I think I got to stand on these stairs and then just shift. If I turn it around, there we go. That's what we do. Shift. I'm just going to center it right on this. Best I can. There. It's not perfect, but from a distance, no one's going to notice the difference. So that's good for us. I think the next phase is figuring out what weapons we want to make and hang off of the rack. So let's around. I haven't actually encountered many wraiths out here. There was one out in this direction. I haven't seen him since, so I think we're okay. Let's head back. Let's head back. And we'll take a look at our building options tomorrow. For now, I think Stumps needs a little rest. And we're out of food. Oof. Not paying very close attention at all. Completely out of food. Alright, dry off, buddy. I know you're going to bed on an empty stomach, but we'll take care of it tomorrow. Nighty-night, Stumps. Alright, good morning, Stumps. Good to see you, buddy. Alright, so let's look into a couple things that we need. So we definitely need item stands. So we're actually just going to put these on that weapon rack, and that's how we're going to hold everything. So bronze nails, we need a bunch of those. Let's get some bronze nails. Oh, we got plenty. We got plenty. Let's grab that. What else do we need to make? So that... I believe that's all we need in order to attach things to the weapon stand. Let's see what kind of weapons we already have that we could maybe attach. So, nothing there, nothing there. With the bronze axe, that's good. Here we go. Now, what can we actually use? We could definitely use this. Let's put everything up here. We don't want to use these axes. We already have an axe. We'll take the bow. I'm not expecting much for that. And then I want to look... Oh, our red jute. There we go. Let's get some of that. How much do we need for a carpet? 4? Good enough for a couple carpets here. 12 ought to do it, but let's do 16. Let's round it off. Actually, let's round it off to 20. Make 5 rugs. That'll be nice. And then I know we put some weapons over here, so let's see if we've got some weapons we can grab. Oh, I don't want to have to grab all of this. We've got the silver sword and shield. We've got the iron shield and iron mace. And then this has the club. So, oof, yeah, we got to do this. I never like redoing these armor stands, but we got to do it. All right, take it all. Put it all back. One piece at a time. One. Okay. Go on to the next one. Let's get both of these. We're gonna keep that. Yeah, I don't know which buckler we actually want. We've got 3 shields on us, way more than we need. So let's put some of this back. One. So we've got an iron mace and a wooden mace. We don't really need the wooden mace. Let's give this back to this guy. 1. Give him the shield. 1. This guy has a shield and a sword. I think I'm gonna make a bronze sword and just keep it simple. Maybe we'll just do all bronze weapons. And an iron mace. Maybe an iron buckler. So we'll kind of mix iron and bronze, see how they look, decide if we want to go one way or the other. So let's make a couple simple weapons here. What can we make? Bronze and epir would be good. Hope I'm saying that right. 8. And then 2. And 8 and 2 of these, I think. Yep. 8 bronze. Let's get 16. Poor Stumps. Carrying too much. Too much. Oh, they changed the order of the pieces here. Interesting. Oh, we got an extra piece. Nice. Okay, I'll take it. Let's make one more bronze anyways. At here. That'll be nice with our collection of weapons. What else? Bronze axe. Anything else? Bronze. Cultivator. Copper knife. We should do a knife. Let's do... We have a silver knife and a copper knife. That takes a lot. What have we got a lot of? I think we got enough for a silver knife. Can we do that? I think we'll stick to the copper knife. Where'd it go? There we are. 8 copper, 2 wood. Simple enough. There's another weapon for our rack. What else could we make? A battle axe? That might be too expensive. 35 iron, that's a lot. Would like to make a battle axe, but I think the bronze axe is probably good enough. Alright, anything else we want to make? Crystal battle axe. Pretty cool. Very cool. Any other weapon? Butcher knife, copper knife, silver knife. I think the copper sword was our last. I want to do the bronze mace? Just see how the iron mace looks. Buckler, silver sword, iron sword, bronze sword. Let's do that. 8, 2, and 2. We know this equation. Alright, one of these. 14 of these. 7 of these. And this should allow us to make a pretty cool weapon rack. Would look pretty true to the sword. Would look pretty true to the original piece. So let's make sure we don't need fine wood for our. We do need fine wood, and we might not have much. This could be a bit of an issue. We have to go farm more fine wood. Now we're gonna head out, see if we got food out there. If not, we're coming right back, make some more. I'm hoping we're well stocked still. That might not be the case. Okay. Oh, food. Nothing. Alright, we gotta go back and make some food. Can anything stay out here? I feel like our inventory is getting pretty full right now. Let's dump some of this. Actually, let's go ahead and add some weapons to our weapon rack. We worked so hard on it. Okay, so I'm gonna put one of these on the side. This is one of the things they do in theirs. Let's put one there. Okay, I'm gonna put one, and then a bit right here in the middle of this side. And that's where we're gonna stick. Try this shield first. Maybe that shield? Not very impressive, is it? Alright, we're gonna leave it there. On this side, we had the mace. And again, I'm just kind of following their weapon rack that they've got on the box. So that's how they do their mace. I'm actually gonna move that a little bit. Let's grab that. Gosh, this is gonna drive me nuts. There we go. Get rid of that. And I want to move it down to about here. That look a little better? That looks a lot. Let's do that. I think we can probably do the same with the shield on the other side. Again. Instant rage. Same thing over here. There we go. Okay, so that looks really nice. Now let's get some more racks in here. How many can we make? Fine wood. We got 16. We can do 4 more. We have 1, 2, 3. Staying with us. This is staying with us. 4. We have 5 weapons. So I don't think the bow has to go on there because none of them used a bow. I'm actually looking at the weapon rack right now and there's no bow. I'm okay with that. I'm going to do one down here because that's what they did. One here. So let's go all the way over. No, let's go side by side, see what happens. We can do that. It looks pretty good. So that's how we'll do all of it, and then I assume the dagger's the smallest. Yep. Considerably so. Let's see, how did they do that? So they did the axe first. Looks like sword is next, but I'm going to do the axe next. I can always move them. Sword after that. And then You know what we can do for the last one? I feel like the battle axe would be the move and then move the sword over. But we need more fine wood to make that, so we need food. I think that's coming along pretty well. We'll leave that shut. Maybe we'll do a combination of bronze and silver and just put some more racks in. I'm not quite sure how that's going to go. We have no stamina, so Stumps is a little vulnerable right now. Let's get some food in his belly. Yeah, I'm looking at their weapon rack. They've got all these knives and swords and axes and spears and stuff. Oh, that's one thing we could do. We don't have a spear. That would actually be a better choice for us. So let's do, let's put some of this, excuse me, let's put some of this back. And I don't think we need this bow. Let's get rid of that. Where did we put all our weapons? Is that where we kept it? Let's put it up here. That's good. There's a torch. Yeah, I don't think any of this is going to look very good on the weapon rack. But a spear, let's look into that real quick and then make our food. I don't see any spears. Come on now. Knife, knife. Mace, mace. Shield, shield. Oh, I bet we could do a big wood shield. Iron tower shield. Those might look a little bit nicer. Ancient bark spear. How about a bronze spear? That's what we need right there. That would be perfect. All right, 5, 6, and 2. Get some wood. 5, 6, and 2. I think we can do it. This would be 12. 5, 6, and I think it was... do that. That was the pattern. Let's see if that's still the pattern. 5, 6, and oh, nope. Doesn't look like we got it right. Bronze spear. 2 deer hide. So close. I've never done the spear as my main weapon in Valheim. That might be a stream at some point. Bronze spear. There we go. Okay, I think that's going to be a nice addition to our build. Let's get some food. Raining out. What a miserable day. What a miserable day. At least we'll get nice and warm by the fire. Speaking of fires, let's get the ovens fired up. 2. Get some barley, get some dough going. Alright, and some lots. I'm gonna have to go hunt some lots pretty soon. Baked lots. I can do 5. There we go. Let's do that. 5 and 5. And I think onion soup was our other option for food. We've gone beyond that. Let's see what our options are here. Hey, look at that. 15. Take it. I'll take it. Up the rest. So here's where I have to stand here because I always end up walking away while everything's cooking. But while this cooks, I'm going to take a... no, I'm going to wait. The next round, I'm going to take a quick bio break. I'm just going to mute, let it cook for a minute, and be right back. For now, take a little sip. And take a little sip. Take a little sip. Yeah, a big battle axe would have been great. We'll see about it. We'll see about it. Either one. Either one. Who's gonna be first? Who's gonna be first? we go. Got a couple in there. All right, quick bio break. Be right back. So close. Almost burned it. Alright, let's get our health back up. Finish up this weapon rack, start figuring out what the next piece is going to be. Actually, I think the next piece is gold. Gold and precious gems. We'll do a treasure room. Can we do a, jeweled chest? Not yet. We can do personal chests. That might be worth doing. We do need another piece of pine wood to make this all work, so we're gonna have to go get that. But we're still getting our health up. That's close enough. Let's go head out to the farm, see if we can't find another. Actually, are there any locations where we would find an oak tree for pine wood? That's the real question. Swamp. You know what we could do? Let's just go to the plains. There's lots of stuff on the plains. Let's go to not the tower, because that would put us up top. Let's go to the plains. Farm. Hope that's right. Hey, there we go. There we go. Alright, so we want to find some trees that we can chop down. Any in that direction. Let's try this direction. Like out this way? Just need some birch trees for Pete's sake. You're hiding all the birch trees. Some way over there. I thought there'd be some down here. One birch tree over there. Let's head this way. Actually, we do need some locks. Locks, mate. Doesn't look like they're out in the open. I don't want to take on two of them at once. It could be a bit much. Heard something. Let's try one of these trees here. Oh, there he is. Enough of you. I'm not sure these produce that much pine wood, to be honest. So let's back it up a bit. If we can keep it from rolling into the ocean. Apparently not. Quite literally what I was trying to avoid. That didn't go well. This one. So we're already... Oh, we're doing a little log rolling there. We're already wet from the rain, so it really doesn't matter. And just a reminder, I do play on triple resource rates. So it's a lot more wood, fine wood, etc. from these drops than you would normally get. I'm just not into the grind as much. I'd rather do the builds. Rather do the builds. All right, that was a lot of fine wood. We're good. We are really good. What is this? Birch seed. I'll take it. Why not? I was in nighttime. So hard to tell sometimes. Maybe we need to do a little lox breeding. We really haven't made much effort on that. We tamed a bunch of lox. I'm not breeding them. Maybe bring them over here, set up a little pen. Even just on the side of our building wouldn't be too bad. No death mosquitoes. That was nice. Left us alone. All right. Now we got what we need. Let's get rid of the extras. Need that anymore. Let's leave some fine wood behind, but take a bunch with us. And this is all extra. Where do we put our seeds? Oh, there we go. Clearly labeled. Well done, Stumps. Well done, sir. Alright, dry off. Get one more night of sleep. I think we can't wrap up this weapons rack thing. Night-night, Stumps. I think in the end I am probably going to have to make a battle axe of some kind. Seems like a Masters of the Universe kind of weapon. Kind of surprised none of the maces are big hammer maces. Maybe we'll have to... Oh, jeez. Maybe we'll have to make a... oh, what are they called? An iron sledge? That would be a great weapon from the rack. Maybe we upgrade to all iron weapons. I don't know. I think we have an iron mace. We'll have to take a look, see how they look. I was thinking a little bit of color. I didn't want to do silver, and I didn't want to do iron, because everything is so gray with all the stone in the castle. Bit of an issue. Bit of an issue. Knock, knock. Alright, can we get one more weapon in here? Actually, can we overlap these? That's what we should do. Make it look a little bit more. Take that. Take that. Jeez, how many times? How many times? Alright, let's see. Can we do, like, edge to edge like that? That might be too close. Let's back it off a bit. I feel like half the... No, let's get it in tight. Let's try that, see what we get. That. Back that off a little bit. And then can we do one more? I feel like we could get one more in here. I'm gonna wait on that. I'm gonna wait on that. Alright, let's put some pieces on here. Let's do the axe here. Let's do the spear. Oh, interesting. Interesting. And then let's do the sword. It's not too bad. It's pretty faithful to what it is. This is so sad, this tiny little knife. But you see how with the wood it's kind of nice. But with just metal on the iron, on the stone, it just doesn't look that great. I think that's got at least a little bit of color to it, so when you come in, got a little bit to it. Maybe we need to move it over to here. I don't know. No, it might be a little tight over here. But this is going to be, I think, our treasure room. And I think this back room is probably where we're going to put our workbench and our forge. So I'm going to move those now. Go ahead and do that. Let's start with the workbench. This is a somewhat functional build. There we go. Let's grab the forge as well. The forge is much smaller, so maybe we just do it like that. That's interesting. I don't like it. Yeah, let's just leave it like that. You come in here, you got access to a workbench. Got access to a forge. Don't need to repair anything. That's good. Actually, I don't think we're high enough. I think we need more accoutrement with our forge. We need some upgrades in order for it to be a little more effective. This thing, I think we can now move outside. I guess. Let's do that. Let's do that. I'm just going to put it out front for now as I figure out what to do with it. Actually, let's put it over our other workbench. Put it around back here for now. Didn't really need to do any more stone work. I think we're done. I need to do a little bit more woodwork on this. But it is getting to be a little bit late in the stream. I usually wrap things up around 9 o'clock, and it's 9 o'clock now. Let's see if we do... Oh, this looks neat. Now, do we want to hang curtains? That would be really neat. Oh, I like this. This has potential, right? And then we rotate like that, so we have like 2 curtains. Or we could do it like this. Oh, that's beautiful. That's exactly what we need. So where would the center be? I feel like I should get up real close on this one. So let's go touch the wall there. Let's do another one over here. Right into the wall there. How does that look? Oh, that's great. Okay, let's do the same on the other side. I'm glad we grabbed so much jute. How far back does it need to be? I think I got a feel for it. Feel for it. So this side we would need like that. I'm gonna get it right about there. Let's see. There. That look about even? I feel like this one needs to be moved a bit. Like all of it. There we go. Well, let's do just a little further over. Let's take another gander at this. So that's how we did it. All right. So it's actually like halfway in the wall. That? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that looks great. Okay. And let's keep the red going. Maybe we do, how can we get this to a little better? Can we do it under the stairs, maybe? We do another one on top. It doesn't quite rise above an amount of jute. That's another issue. Okay, so let's take a look here. This looks pretty good. I think this looks pretty darn good. The next thing we need to do is mount some skulls, I think, just down the sides of this, and I think we've got those back at the base. This is coming along beautifully, I think, for an interior. let's go do that. Let's go find some skulls. Do a little, a little decorating with our trophies. But man, if we had some rancid remain skulls, could look really good. Could look really good. Might have to go do some farming. I am not looking forward to farming. Rancid remain. That's not something I'll do on stream. For sure. It would have to be off stream. Alright, plenty of skulls. Let's just do 6 for now. Is there anything else we could take that would work well in our... I feel like that shaman trophy could be really good. These guys, nothing really... Maybe these flame guys, the Surtling trophies. Let's take those and see what they look like. Just out of curiosity. And no, I don't think we're doing any wolves. Doesn't make any sense. And I'm looking at the He-Man Masters of the Universe playset, like there's a red, it looks like a table or a carpet, I'm not entirely sure, that comes with the, or maybe it's a door. It might actually be a door that goes with the set. But it looks a lot like our jute rug. So we'll see. So we got plenty of these. We need some nails, I think, for this. So we got bronze nails. How many we got? Only 3 left. Should grab some more. Can we make some? Let's make some. I think we got what we need. 1, 2. Oops. 2. I think we can just craft 10 more. Not have to worry about it. Be back here. There we go. And some bronze nails. Perfect. More than we need. Okay, let's look into this. How are we gonna do this? So should we just do a simple vertical? Which way are we facing? This way? I'm gonna zoom in a bit. I'm thinking like 1 here, 1 here. That makes sense to me. 1 here. 1 here. And then do we want to just do this, or do we want to like bump it out a bit? Let's bump it out a bit. Let's do that. And then let's put some skulls in there. 1, 1, 1. 1, 1, 1. Okay, kinda works. If those rancid remains skulls are bigger, we're definitely doing that. And I am so not looking forward to farming. Ugh. Ugh. Let's try some of these Surtling trophies just to see what they look like. Oh, that's kind of neat. Let's see what they look like if we just do... Yeah, 1, 1. Those would be easy to farm. But I would much rather have, I think, the skull, personally. We'll leave it like that for now. The other question was, can we mount these on here successfully? It really doesn't look like it. Like, as soon as you get to the center, it tries to swap to the other side. So you can do, like, 2 side by side? That's, like, the best we could do? 1, 2. Like that? And we... Oh, maybe this is the secret. This must be the secret. Oh, okay, you gotta, like, touch one of these things. Put it in there. Let's see what happens if I get rid of that. And I get rid of that. looks like it works. And then I think we're out of skulls. It seems to kind of work. Can we do another one behind it? Nope, only in front. I'm wondering if we get it like off the side enough. Enough that we could get like a better mount on it. Yeah, I'll have to play around with that. I really have to kind of play around with that. But for now, that works for me. Let's take a seat. Can we mount there? Look, I'm gonna have to think about that. Maybe a series of skulls or something could be mounted to it to match our skull wall here. Stretch it out, Stumps. Stretch it out. Right, that could look really good. Oof. Oh, I like that. It's a great view. Okay, a little more red jute for the other corners and some gold and treasure, and I think we're in pretty good shape. So let's go get that. Leave the door open, come back, make our treasure room. And I think at that point, I'm going to call the stream and say that we're kind of done with Castle Grayskull. We can always add more later. But I like to leave a little space so that we have a place to put things. We could always... We don't have any fire. I think that's a bit of an issue. That's what that really tall tower would actually work really well for. Let's see how much more jute we've got. Hey, look at that. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. And then this uses fine wood, so I think we're good. Oh, and we got to get our treasure. Treasure. How much gold do we have? Oh my goodness. Yes. More gold. More treasure. More gold. Okay, that's absurd. I think we can get rid of some of those things. The abomination trophies are actually kind of neat. But it's like a big bramble of twigs. I don't really know a good way to use them. Maybe we could put some guck in the sides. That could actually look pretty neat too. I don't know if you can attach a guck to trophies. I have no, yeah, item stands. That could be an interesting result. But why are we so heavy? Too much gold. My goodness, gold is heavy. Okay, let's go with something simpler. 52, my goodness. Let's do 20. I know I'm carrying too much. I'm trying to... There we go, that's perfect. Get a little bit more. We can make a suitable treasure room, I think. All right, let's make another jute curtain here. It'll look really good. There we go, and I think we kind of did it like this. That feels pretty good. All right, so we can go back here, and we'll have our treasure room. And the question is, do we want to build this up a little bit? Do we have stone? Like, would we want to put a pillar in here? Maybe like a dragon egg? Oh my, that might be what we do in here? I kind of feel like it might be a bit much. We could also just do like a simple wall. What if we did like this? Yeah, kind of do a, let's do a corner, top corner snap to there. And then another one over to there. And that would give us like a back wall to use. Be like that. That. I think that would be good. And then it would connect to there. So yeah, let's get a little bit of stone. Cut that up. And I wanted to see if we could do a better jute. Like if I put a couple of these down, will they stack and come out a little better? That looks like, yeah, let's do one more. That seems to work. Back off. I feel like my feet are in the carpet. It's a little hot. Maybe we get rid of those. I think that looks pretty good. I think it's the kind of thing no one's going to pay any attention to. That's what I think. So we're going to leave it. We're going to leave it. We did like against this. There's no other way to snap it. So I was thinking if we could just raise it up like that. I guess once you take it off the ground, it doesn't snap anymore. Well, wood for that, like, bottom step. Yeah, but again, I don't want to deal with it. So, what if we did them like this? Right? Like, right there, and then another one on this side? But too many pieces of stone pushing through. We're going to leave it like this. That's as good as it's going to get. We got all that. And then finally, over here, we were going to do some barrels. And I think we're just going to start putting gold down. So let's do, here's my miscellaneous. There we go. Big pile of gold. Let's do a big pile of gold this corner. Actually, we're going to bring stone. Let's see if we can do that first. I'm going to leave some jute out here. Let's put it over here. I think we had, nope, no fine wood. We'll put it there, and we'll put some of the bronze nails over here. If I can remember where I put all my gold. Oh, we didn't bring it with us. We just ran out of space. All right, let's grab some stone and make our thing. Oh, the stone cutter's too far away. That was the problem. I wonder why we couldn't put those pieces down. Bring that bad boy over here. Leave it outside for now. Now we can do our 45 degree, yep. Snap to that. Go, and then we'll do the opposite. That. So it gives us sort of a back wall where I can put some things. I haven't decided what, but I thought we could put some things back there. And then we can do two gold piles like right in front of it. That. Oops. We'll get some more. Actually, here's where we can put these piles around. Fine, if you just do a couple rotations. They don't all look the same. Leave that. Go back here. Maybe over here. Just a quick rotation. Something to give it a little more, a little bit different. There, maybe another one. Down there. We're out of coins. Let's go get some more coins. Maybe even bring our portal into the base. Maybe that's more important than a fire. Make the big tower the portal room. Is it nighttime again already? Man. I'm a little late on this stream, but I think it's worth it. Really want to get this finished up at some point. Where do we put our gold? There we go. Carrying too much again. 190. That's still too much. Yep. Okay, we'll do a couple more piles and see how that goes. Let's let Stumps get some rest. I'm hauling gold back and forth. Interior decorating's a lot of work, especially for a Viking. Not much experience. All right, let's get out there. Dump our gold in a pile. And then we'll make our barrels and call it. I think we'll do like 3 barrels. Gonna block off the stairs a bit. Thinking of leaving the stair doorway open just so we can see the stairs. But I also think the red jute really makes those corner tower rooms look pretty sweet. I mean, that is just so... Yeah, I think we're gonna have to put them up over here too. There's no getting around it. But before we do, let's put some more piles of gold in here. Like that. And, I don't know if we can even get another one in here. That. A little bit more. Jeez. Why don't we just come in here and do it like this? And we'll do some more stack coins. Pretty much anywhere we can get them. There. Right here. Oop. We're out of gold. We're all out of gold. So we got a gold room now. This looks pretty good, I think. Let's go get our curtains. Do the stairway, get some barrels in there, and I really think that's where we're going to call it. That's probably where we'll call it. How did we do this again? Let's see. Furniture. 45 degrees. I think we kind of just went right about there. Like that. Let me just connect these up as we can. Goodness, that looks so great. That looks so good. All right, let's get some barrels, and I'm thinking we're gonna call the build complete at that point. We still need the basilica there, our weapon system. But for the most part, I think we're reaching the end of the Castle Grayskull build. Oh, I meant to leave that stuff there, but let's go out to Haldor. And we're gonna need to get some barrel hoops in order to make our barrels, and that's gonna require some gold. Good thing we kept a little. Tell me I put in Haldor. Bet I didn't. Oh, I did. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, barrel hops. Let's see. How many do you need for a barrel? Building, crafting, furniture. It is furniture. So where's our barrel? Why do I not see barrel? Oh, we don't have the barrel hop, so it's not in our barrel hoops. There we go. So that adds the build piece. We should have barrels. We just need 1 hoop per barrel. We got 3. I think that's probably enough. Let's leave it at that. And then I'm thinking like maybe our treasure room has a personal chest and a little bit of gold stacked on either side of that. That'd be kind of neat. Mats. And then, yeah, let's see what that takes. Personal chest. 8 iron, 10 fine wood. Let's see if we got it. We got the fine wood. We got the iron? How much do we need? 8? Oh goodness, yes. Still too much, huh? Let's do stone. Let's get rid of our stone. Oh, a Lox trophy could look really interesting. Just to see what it looks like. Let's take it out there. Our chickens miss us. An item. Oh, I can't take the iron with us. Good thing we got some out there. Forgot about that. Still play with the portal restrictions. I think it's good to have at least some restrictions in your games. Otherwise they get a little too easy. A little too easy. All right, let's get that 8 iron. Is in here. There we go. Oh, and our lighting is next. We can do that. That'll be great. Okay, just out of curiosity, what's this Lox trophy gonna look like here? Take that. Oh, geez. It's kind of not quite practical for this space. So we'll hope we can get the rancid remains and leave it at that. So this is all looking pretty good. We can do our little chest in here. Let's do, there we go. Set it right on top center like that. And then I'm thinking a couple gold stacks on either side would be really nice. Do like this. And then another maybe like that. We'll do the same over there. Similar. If we, I don't feel like it's stacked properly. There we go. Huh. The wrong stone. Doing some weird stuff. Alright, let's just leave it at that. That was good for now. I feel like we need some more things in here for our treasure room, but for now this is good. This will be alright. See what we can do later. And what was our next thing? We had gold. Jute. Oh, our barrels. Our barrels. There we go. And we just need wood. Let's go grab a stack of wood. I think we just need 30. Let's put a couple barrels in here. Furniture, there we go. I'm thinking like 1, 2, 3, or do we do like 3? I feel like maybe do it like this. So it makes it so we can't like run back into the section back there, but we can get up here. So we can come back here. How much does it hold? Oh my, it's even bigger than a regular chest. A simple upgrade for your storage system. Maybe some barrels in here would be nice. Just a barrel over there, barrel there. One off to the corner. Let us get in and out. I think that's not a bad idea. What space do they take? Not much space. Space. You could turn this into some kind of a base, I think. With some careful inventory management, that kind of thing. Okay, I think that's it. I think we're good for today. I think this is where we're going to call it. Still not sure about that. If I like it, we could always back jute off a little bit, but I don't know, it seems to work. Hey, thanks for the follow. Missed that. Elf Games, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Didn't see anything on my screen. I had some screenshots of my Castle Grayskull build. So this is our weapon rack from the traditional. I might have to move that. Maybe move it over there, a little more practical. We made a couple rooms on the side here, so we've got a treasure room. We have an unused room. I was thinking cooking. I'm thinking the smoke would go up here and we'd be okay. And then we've got our crafting room back here, real simple, not very advanced. And then finally a set of stairs to get us up to the top. Got a nice view of rather dank swamp. And real quick, I'll give you the front tour. Unfortunately, you caught me right at the end of my stream. I'm going to be logging off in a bit. I usually log off half an hour ago. Yeah, so here's the front of the build. I think it looks pretty good. And then we have some source material. Whoop. This, that, this. There we go. So that's what the front of Castle Grayskull looks like. And that's what ours looks like. Switch back over. So it looks pretty good, I think. We go around to the right side. This is our doorway going in. Let me close that. And I tried to mimic the right side of the actual toy. So we got the doorway in there pretty good. We didn't quite get the back tower the way the toy looks, but it's pretty close. And then on the back, this is supposed to be a spine. So if I show some isometric views, if you look at the bottom two, you can see sort of a spine with some spikes sticking out the back. That's kind of what we did here. It's not very good. I think of the four sides, this is the weakest, but it's not bad. Did some simple buttressing. And then on this side, we did a couple windows. And again, to show you what that looks like. There we go. There we go. Thanks, Elf Games. Is it Elf E-Games? There we go. I wasn't reading it properly. But yeah. And then before I log off, we have a tradition here with new followers. So this is for you, Elf. We gotta head out to the farm. I'll show you something special. And then I do have to call it. It's getting a little late. I think my wife's already in bed. She might already be asleep. So let's head out to the farm for a sec. This is our main castle. I don't have time for a tour of that right now. I am going to do a build video of how to make exactly that Castle Grayskull. So our tradition around here, we have a couple of wolves we've tamed. And when we get a new follow, we name another wolf. So last week it was Soul Reaper. Today, welcome to the stream, Elf. Appreciate you being here. Every Tuesday, Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We tried to do new Valheim builds, adventures. I think next week, actually maybe this Thursday, we're going to take on Yagluth. We're getting pretty near the end of this series. About time to start a new one. So I think that's it for me. Let me put Stumps in bed. Deal with chickens later, I think. And yeah, I think this is where I'm going to wrap it up. So thanks for stopping by, Elf E-Games. Appreciate it. And Zarvac for stopping by as well. Always appreciate the support. I think that's it for me. I'm hoping to do... I'm working really hard on a video to promote the Castle Grayskull build. And it's a really cool trailer for the build. I'll be posting it on the Valheim Reddit. So if you keep an eye on that, you'll see it posted there. Or you can always check out my YouTube channel, subscribe, and you'll get notices when I do get those videos posted. That's it for me. I'm out.